So I've been reading your comments and your suggestions, and many of you guys want us to review normal cars. Today we have a Golf today. It's a GTi ES, but it's still pretty normal. It's a Golf. I mentioned that it's a normal car. Yes, it's a normal car, but many people, when you see a Golf, you're probably seeing the 1.4 TSI variant of this particular model. The 1.4, it's a 1.4 liter. You can either get it in a turbo or a twin charge variation, but the body is still the same body apart from some front end differences and the rear end, the bumper. Anyway, so some of the differences at the front, you might find some Golfs come with different headlights with halogen bulbs. So those ones look a little bit more aged. The grille design, GTi design with the lipstick red design. And it's a sports car. It's meant for better cooling. So you have a front mount intercooler, and you have some nice. Anyway, the car breathes really well, but it's still a very beautiful car. Other versions of the Golf, you have the Edition 35, you have the Golf R, which is the ultimate Golf that you can get. The Golf R is all-wheel drive. This one is just a simple front-wheel drive hot hatch. So when it comes to the design, German engineers, they stuck with the concept that if it's not broken, there's no need to fix it much. Anyway, so what these guys did, the grille is a little bit more updated for better cooling. We can still see the GTi's core design is a honeycomb grille, and there's the sort of like lipstick. If you see a GTi, you'll know it's a GTi due to the lipstick, because it's hot. Anyway, they updated the headlights, the grills. They still have a front mount intercooler because it's a turbocharged car. And yeah, it's still a pretty simple design, but it's clean. The curves. It's just a beautiful car. When you see it coming towards you, especially at night with its lights on, you just can't help but smile at the GTi. So basically, what do we have under the hood? Anyway, so under the hood, we have your standard 2-liter turbo engine. This is what comes in the GTi. I talked about other variants. You can get the Golf in the 1.4 TSI, and with that one, some of them come with twin chargers. Twin chargers is a turbocharger and a supercharger. Those are the ones people cry about having pistons. The pistons keep on breaking. Anyway, another version you can get, the GTi, which is what we have here today. 2-liter turbo, stock turbo. It's a really small, actually you'll be surprised at how small the turbo is. But it makes the car spool much faster. Front mount intercooler. Anyway, now these are more of the babies of the group. Now to go to the slightly above average, we have the Edition 35 and we have the Golf R. Okay, yes, there's another version, the Adidas Edition, but that still comes with the same engine and same gearbox. The Edition 35 comes with this, it's still a 2-liter block, but it comes with a slightly bigger turbocharger, better intercooler. But what people want is the Golf R. Golf R is what comes with your all-wheel drive. You have a more aggressive front end, a better intercooler. It's just the best. It's the best hot hatch you can get. Anyway, engine-wise, this particular one, 210 horsepower give or take, and around 260 pound-feet of torque. And it's paired with a 6-speed DSG transmission. Enthusiasts will want to go for the manual. You can get the manual. Manual is still a 6-speed transmission, but DSG just sounds really, really good. I'm a pretty simple man, and the GTi is able to fulfill all my needs, from its practicality, how much space it has. You can basically, okay fine, I said basically a lot, but ignore that. You can do a lot of things with this car. It's a very compact car, but let me show you. So from the back, the trunk is really huge. You wouldn't really think of it being as big as it is, and you still have a spare wheel. Okay, yes, the spare wheel is a space saver, but it's a fun car. Okay, with the spare wheel, it's limited to 80 kilometers per hour, so it's just to do with safety so that you don't lose control of the tire bursts or anything like that. Germans really care much about your safety. I care too. Anyway, wheels and tires, 17-inch wheels. That's what comes as standard with GTIs. You can get them with 18-inch. So with this particular one, it's running 225/45 R17. You can get them in 235/40 R18, which makes it looks better. I think I prefer it better with the 18-inch, but the ride comfort in the 17s is much, much, much better. Oh, All right, the interior of the GTi, specifically the back seat. This is where the action happens. You know, you're with your wife or girlfriend and extracurricular activities. Anyway, ignore that. So back here you have, it's actually really comfortable to be a backseat passenger. The seats are really, really comfortable. This is my driving position. I'm not the tallest guy, I'm not the smallest guy. I think I'm around 5'10", 5'11". But as you can see, I still have enough leg room over here. Now, you have your air conditioning back here, you have your cup holders and everything. It's just a really nice, it's not a basic car. I don't know, I just adore these cars. It's actually one of my favorite cars out there. But the material, like even the door, listen to the sound. Just listen. You know, sauti ya nguvu. It just sounds quality. And for the price you're getting these cars at, I'd say it's a pretty nice place to be. There's nothing as satisfying as the thud. Anyway, the interior of the car. This is probably where you're going to be if you own such a car. Ignore that. My Japanese woman. Anyway. So, the interior is it's very updated from the Mark 5 GTi. The seats, one thing about the seats are very, very, very comfortable. You could actually, I'd like to do a road trip in this thing from here to Mombasa or something like that. Anyway, steering wheel, GTi steering wheel, and it's a really nice steering wheel. But the main party piece is the DSG transmission. This thing shifts so quick. Okay, I'm not sure how fast it is, but it just makes a good sound. Some of the features on the interior, you can turn off your traction control, and this one has adaptive suspension. So you have comfort, you have normal, and you have sports. Handbrake, AC controls. Surprisingly a very simple car, but you have some cool convenience features like automatic lights and automatic wipers. Then there's a cool feature, coming home and leaving home. So coming home is whereby, I don't know if you guys have seen some guys park their cars and you wonder, hey, boss, why haven't you turned off your lights? It's a feature for these cars. The lights will stay on for, you can actually set it on the infotainment, on the MFD display. You can set it to 10 seconds, 20 seconds. So it's pretty safe when you get home and you need to go and open your gate. So that, anyway, I don't know what I'm saying, but it's just a really nice place to be. We're going to go for a short drive now, and I'm genuinely really, really excited to try and portray my feelings to you guys. So we're finally driving the GTi, and to begin, we're going to do some launch control. So to put the car in launch control, it's pretty simple. Put it in sport mode, turn off traction control, foot hard on the brake, foot hard on the throttle, dump the brake. That's 60, that's 100. You know, it's so easy, and it's not as dramatic as you'd think. Jeez, this is a lot of fun. You know, when you see these small pocket rockets on the road, you know, to take it back to normal drive, just put it back in drive, traction is back on, and the car quiets down. It's really quite nice. Anyway, so my perspective of what I think of the GTi. Now, if you're looking for a daily driver that's comfortable, reliable, pretty quick, okay, quick by my standards, the GTi is a really nice car. Yes, they're competitors. When you look at competitors, you have the Audi S3. We can talk of the Audi A3 Quattro, the 2-liter one. That's a very good competitor, especially since the S3 and the Audi, both of them are Quattro. This being a front-wheel drive, still a really nice car. Anyway, in normal town driving, I keep saying this again and again, it's very, very comfortable. The seats are just so I don't know how they did it with this one, because with the Mark 5 seats, the Mark 5 seats are a little bit more harsher, but this one's just, they're so plush, and the bolsters hold you in your place, everything. Steering feel, the steering is direct. The steering the steering is amazing. It's, I don't know, I really, you know, when you love something so much that you don't know what to talk about, because it's just all so good. These guys did it so perfectly. And, you know, faults, like I can't really think of anything that I don't like about the GTi. Okay, fine, we can talk about consumption. It's not a normal car. Okay, yes, it is a normal car. Consumption is always a challenge with turbocharged cars. Always going to be a challenge. Reason being, you know, turbocharged cars, they're meant to be more efficient in terms of power delivery. But now you see, the thing is, for you to get the power, you have to put your foot down. And as I'm doing now, I'm probably, let me see, I'm doing like 5 kilometers per liter. That's not economical at all, but you know, you're smiling the whole time. Now, personally, I've owned a couple of Mach 5 GTIs, so I kind of know how the Mach 5 variants are. One thing about the Mach 6, it feels exactly like a Mach 5, but it's just more refined. Also, now, we see when you're talking about how refined it is, does the price justify how good the car is? A second-hand Mach 5 GTI that's probably really clean, you're looking at around 800,000 to 900,000, which is 8,000 USD to 9,000 USD. A very clean Mach 6 GTI straight from Japan, brand new in Kenya, you're looking at roughly 1.6 to 1.8. That's a fair price for it. So roughly $1 million extra. But is it worth the $1 million extra? Trust me, it is. It's just, it's so easy to drive fast. Like, you know, and the sound, the DSG fuzz, it just sounds so good. It sounds so good. It's so lovely. Now, when it comes to mods, these things are really easy to mod. All you do is just buy an intake, downpipe, tune. 3 things, guaranteed over 50 horsepower with those 3 things. Now, the reason this one sounds pretty nice, this is not the stock sound. This one has a cut delete, you know, it's a decut. Let me do a small gear 2 pull. So, down to second gear, so let's see if you can hear it. Smiles per gallon, man. You just smile when you drive this thing. It's just an amazing experience. Comfortable, reliable. Everything you want is right here. The package is really... Oh my god. Now, let me guys tell you a little bit of a story. My first car was a Honda Fit. Not many of you guys know that. But after buying my Honda Fit, I decided let me try some German life. So I was looking for something reliable, economical, something fun that I could drive. My heart went for the GTI. In 1 year, I've had 3. You could call me crazy, but you know, when I sell these cars, you sell the car, but eventually you're just like, I need it back in my life, because it just works. The price range you get for these cars, you could buy a Mach X, you could buy for Mach 5 GTI, you could buy a Vitz, literally a Vitz. You could buy an NA Subaru, and you know, and for the value for money you get out of this thing, that's why it's like a cult following for these things. And it's, I don't know, it's just a really nice, you know, these matatus will always be there to push you out of the way. So anyway, I really like, you just get spoiled, man. You just get spoiled. When it comes to service costs, DSG, it's not the cheapest gearbox to service. DSG service would cost you around 20 to 25k. A full engine service is what, 20 to 30k. So when, you know, once you do that, the car is set. All you have to do is just keep fueling the car and boost away. Let me put it back into manual mode, 3rd gear. I'm waiting for the road to clear up a little bit. So in 3rd gear, speeds are still 50. Waiting. Jeez, this thing sounds you could literally just shift from 2nd to 3rd. Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. So back down into 2nd. Oh god, this is just way too much fun. downshift, down into second. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed our small review of the Mark 6 GTi. It's a nice car. If you guys have any suggestions of what you'd like to see next, kindly comment below. I'll just be having fun today. Goodbye.